afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio YouTube series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here as we continue preparing for the 2021 fantasy baseball season. Guys, head over to rotoballer.com and check out everything we have there. The main page, the premium package, the expert chats, you name it, rotoballer.com has you covered. Whether you're a DFS or a season-long player, football, baseball, basketball, MMA, esports, PGA, NASCAR, you name it, rotoballer.com has you covered. And guys, sign up for that MLB premium package now. Sortable rankings, printable rankings, sleepers, busts, the draft guide, the full draft guide, it's all there at rotoballer.com. Sign up for that premium package using the promotional code ACES. Let them know Anthony Aniano sent you. Now, if you've been sitting here at the RotoBaller YouTube channel, you've seen the first base ADP analysis by me, the second base analysis, some of our other great hosts breaking down overvalued and undervalued hitters and pitchers. Today, we take a look at the shortstop position and some of the ADPs at shortstop that I found interesting. And first on my list, one of my favorite names, one of my least favorite players, Adalberto Mondesi, 25-year-old shortstop from the Kansas City Royals. And if you've listened to me talk fantasy sports here or on SiriusXM, you know the high strikeout, low walk rate guy is not my guy, but that's what Mondesi is. In my opinion, you are drafting Adalberto Mondesi for one reason, to win the stolen base category. That's it. You want him to, and he will. He probably will win you stolen bases with some other pieces behind him in steals. Okay, he's the only player on ATC's projections over 50 stolen bases. It's about 20 more than any other player in Major League Baseball that ATC has projected. Okay, now NFBC has him as shortstop number 5, currently going in the top 24 overall players. 12-team league, he's a second-round pick. I can't do it. RotoBaller has him as shortstop number 8, overall 31. I'll be honest, I can't do that either. All right, when you look at his 2020, that abbreviated season, 233 plate appearances, hit 6 home runs, drove in 22, scored 33 runs. He should score a decent amount of runs if he gets on base enough. Kansas City's lineup's not terrible. They've added Benintendi, Carlos Santana. We know what they've added. Okay, now in 233 plate appearances in roughly 60 games, 55, 60 games, he stole 24 bases. That's why you drafted him. You love his ability to run. Okay, now he hit 256, which is not terrible, but a guy who runs, and if that's his game, you need to have an on-base percentage over 320, 330, in my opinion. Heck, give me 300. It's 294 last year. His career on-base percentage is 284. Guys, that's terrible. Like, there's no nice way to say it. It's just terrible. All right? For a guy to be effective as a 250 hitter, you better hit the ball out of the ballpark a ton, or you better get on base a ton to then utilize your speed. Okay? Struck out 30% of the time last year, walked less than 5. Too far apart. If you're going to be a speed guy, you got to be close. That K to walk rate has to be close. Give me 30% strikeout rate and at least walk 15%, so that way you have a useful on-base percentage. Doesn't do that. Okay, he's a career 29.7% K rate, a career 4.3% walk rate. The distance between them, the difference between them is just too large, in my opinion. Weighted runs created last year was 89. 2019, it was 81. Doesn't hit the ball hard all that often, less than 40% for his career. Okay, now ATC does have him projected 15 homers, 52 RBIs, but it's a 250 batting average and a 292 on-base percentage. So ATC, who we disagree a little bit sometimes on projections, but listen, he's awesome at what he does. He agrees with me. The on-base percentage is going to stink again in 2021 for Mondesi. He's a one-trick pony, and there's nothing wrong with one-trick ponies, but you're drafting a one-trick pony in round 2. You're drafting him in round 2. It's early for the one trick. My opinion, and I say this all the time with stolen bases, I never go into a draft looking to win steals. I just don't want to finish last. And there's enough guys late, guys like John Birdie, okay, Andres Gimenez, who we'll talk about in a little bit, who could give you enough stolen bases combined to keep you in the middle of the pack. And then focus on the power, because the power drives 4 categories. Power drives the home runs, the RBIs. It drives the runs scored. And if you get the right power guy, the batting average will be just good enough to keep you in the middle. My philosophy, win homers, win RBIs, win runs scored. And you can do that with power. Settle in the middle in steals, settle in the middle in batting average, and you're okay. You're overdrafting one category with Mondesi. And understand something. That batting average of 250, I don't expect it to improve because he's hitting that career 252 with a career BABIP of 336, which is a very good batting average on balls in play. So it's not even like he's hitting into bad luck. When he hits the ball, he gets on base. The problem is he just doesn't hit it enough. All right, so be mindful of that. Yes, if you want to win steals, turn me off, go win your stolen bases. But, unless your league gives a prize for winning stolen base category, it's not going to do much more for you. Now, second shortstop on my list, Gleyber Torres of the New York Yankees, who's actually younger than Mondesi, about a year younger than Mondesi, 24 years old. NFBC has him as shortstop number 10. Okay, going about pick overall 69. You're looking at about 3 rounds later. Round 5, round 6 for Gleyber. RotoBaller has him overall shortstop number 11, overall 70. Okay, and this surprises me. Because this, to me, screams, well, he had 160 plate appearances last year. They didn't go great. So now we're going to have recency bias him way below value. Okay? Last season in those 160 plate appearances, 3 homers, 16 RBIs, 17 runs scored, doesn't run 1 stolen bases. Okay? Hit 243. All right? But keep in mind, his on-base percentage was still excellent last year at 356. Doesn't strike out. Okay, his strikeout rate actually went down. That 2019 monster season he had, okay, in 2019, if you remember, it was 38 homers, 90 RBIs, 96 runs scored, hit 278 with a 337 on-base percentage. Batting average now drops about 35 points. Yet, his strikeout rate in that season when he hit 278 was at 21.4%. Last year, it went down to 17.5%. Okay, his walk rate in 2019 with a 337 on-base percentage was 7.9%. Last year's on-base percentage goes up to 356. Okay, walk rate went up to 13.8% from that 7.9. So everything trended in the right direction from 2019 to 2020. Walks went up, strikeouts went down, on-base percentage went up. The power will still play. I'm not worried about 3 home runs over 160 plate appearances. He's still 30 homers. He's still 90 RBIs. And he's better than 243. He's a career 271 hitter. Weighted runs created were at 106, which was down from the year before. Would explain with the less home runs. But his hard hit rate went up from 2019, 36.8% to 38% last year. You know what last year was? It was a 160-game slump. That's what it was for Gleyber. 160 at bat. Not 160 games. 160 at-bat plate appearance slump for Gleyber Torres. So if people want to devalue him because of that, go right ahead. Let them do that. And you're grabbing a guy, potentially round 6, okay, who ATC has projected at 28 homers, 84 RBIs, 272 with a 350 on-base percentage. Sign me up in a Yankee lineup that we know every year produces a ton of power and a ton of runs. Next shortstop on my list, Dansby Swanson, the first overall pick. Now, Swanson feels like he's been around forever, still only 27 years old with the Atlanta Braves. Both RotoBaller and the NFBC ADP have him at shortstop 12. So he has now reached 12-team league starter status after starting his career slow. Okay, going overall about 105, looks like about round 8, round 9, a couple of rounds after Gleyber Torres. Now, last season was his best season, and we're going to talk about his growth, really, since his rookie year. Last season, 264 plate appearances, hit 10 home runs, so he was on a 20 home run pace, 35 RBIs, 49 runs scored, even sprinkles in 5 stolen bases. Hits 274 with a 345 on-base percentage. Now, the strikeouts were high, almost 27%. Walks were over 8%. He had the highest weighted run creation of any shortstop on my list at 116 weighted runs created plus. And he also hits the ball harder last year and for his career than any other shortstop on today's list at 40.7%. Both of those numbers were up from 2019. Actually, his weighted runs created was up from 92 to 116. Hard hit rate stayed about the same. They both rounded to about 41. Now, batting average went up. Now, listen to this growth. Okay, in his 4 straight seasons now in Major League Baseball, his batting average has gone from 232 to 238 to 251 to last season's 274. Sign me up for that type of growth. 2019, he hit 17 homers with 10 steals. Last season, in about half the at-bats, he had 10 homers and 5 steals. So you're looking at 20 homers, a double-digit potential stolen base guy with batting average growth each and every year. Now, is he going to hit 300? Probably not. Can he settle in at 265 to 275? Yes. With 2010 potential, now going, instead of round 2, like Mondesi, he's now going round 8, round 9, maybe even later, if other people are enamored with shortstops who are currently going after him, like Carlos Correa. All right? Again, a great lineup in Atlanta. They brought back Ozuna. They have Freddie Freeman. We know this team can hit and score runs. All right, Dansby Swanson continuing to grow into his role there in Atlanta. Okay, ATC has him projected at 22 homers, 12 RBIs. What did I say? 2010, 257 with a 329 on base percentage. I'm going to give his batting average a little bit of a boost from ATC. I'm going to go 265 with him. 77 RBIs, 91 runs scored. You give me 20, 80, 90 runs, double-digit steals, and 265 for the 12th shortstop in round 9. I am thrilled with that. Dansby Swanson is reaching the point where you put him in your lineup, you don't even worry about him. He's your shortstop all season long. And finally, my low-budget shortstop, my low-budget middle infielder. If you're looking for speed late, Andres Gimenez, former Met, now Cleveland Indian. And to understand, guys, you see my Met stuff behind me. I love the Mets getting Francisco Lindor. It's a no-brainer. However, at the same time, I didn't mind them getting rid of Ahmed Rosario. It hurt a little bit losing Andres Gimenez. That's how impressive he was last year in 132 plate appearances. He is going to be an impact player in many ways for the Cleveland Indians. And I expect him to be somewhere in the middle of that infield all season long. Rosario is the rumored player who could go elsewhere, maybe the outfield. All right? Gimenez currently shortstop 19. So people are getting on board with Gimenez in the NFBC. Currently at about pick 180. Round 15. RotoBaller has him much lower. Has him at number 26 at the position, 261 overall. But here's the thing with Gimenez. If you want speed out of the shortstop or middle infield position, here is somebody going 12 to 13 rounds after Mondesi, who in 2019 at AA stole 28 bases. Last season in 132 plate appearances, he wasn't an everyday player at the start of the season in July. He didn't take over till much later on. They were moving him all around at one point. Settled in down the stretch as the shortstop for the New York Mets. He stole 8 bases in that small sample. If he plays 130 games, you're looking at 20 plus stolen bases. ATC has him projected for 21. So it's not nearly the stolen base production of Mondesi, who's projected at 52. But again, if your philosophy is, I don't need to win stolen bases, I need to be in the middle of the pack, Andres Gimenez is a player, along with one of the other 2 guys who can give you 15 to 20, who will keep you in the middle of the pack. Last season, he hit 263 with a 333 on base percentage. Struck out 21% of the time, walked about 5.3% of the time. Weighted run created, he was at 104, significantly higher than the weighted run created plus of Adalberto Mondesi, who was at 89. Now, doesn't hit the ball hard, only 22%. Doesn't have the lift on the swing, the launch angle, right? A lot of doubles down the line we saw out of Gimenez last season. AA, never played AAA. 2019 at AA. Little bit of pop, 9 home runs. Last year he did hit 3. 28 steals, 250 batting average. Okay, a useful hitter. Terrific glove. His glove's going to keep him in the lineup, all right? And his speed will play. His ability to get on base will play. Just enough pop to make him interesting. But the speed, that late, round 15, something to keep in mind. And also keep in mind, second base, shortstop, third base eligible, makes him middle and corner infielder. I love him as a middle infielder this year. I'll be using him as a middle infielder in the SiriusXM Dynasty League. I picked him up off waivers last year, plugged him into my middle infield spot, and never had to worry about it down the stretch. He was giving me just enough batting average and enough speed to be a useful play. Got a lot of trade requests for him. I've been hesitant to give him up. I haven't seen the right offer yet in that format. All right, everybody. All right, guys, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com. Check it all out. MLB Premium Package. Use the promo code ACES. Follow me on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy, and check out all the great content right here on RotoBaller Radio's YouTube channel, including my first base and second base ADP breakdowns as well. More ADP breakdowns coming to you over the next days, weeks as well. All right, stay smart, stay safe. Tout Wars, TGFBI, all coming up next week. We'll talk about that and more right here on RotoBaller Radio. Stay smart, stay safe. Have a good one, folks.